Tokyo is electric tonight, alive, breathing, trembling under the weight of anticipation. A world title night always carries a certain pulse, but this is different. This is the homecoming of a phenomenon, the second title defense of the rising monster himself, Naoya Inoue, the undefeated WBO super flyweight champion, moving with an aura that seems to warp the very air around him. Under the bright white lights of the ring, the audience holds its breath as the champ steps through the ropes with the calmness of a surgeon preparing for the inevitable. Opposite him stands David Carmona, Mexico's resolute warrior, ranked among the top challengers, a fighter built on grit, heart, and relentless pursuit. He knows the odds. He knows the legend forming in front of him, and yet he stares at Inoue with eyes that promise one thing: he will not bow easily. As the cameras sweep across the arena, chants break like thunder against the rafters, the Japanese crowd roaring for their prodigy, their destroyer. Carmona's corner tries to steady him, reminding him of the plan: survive early, test the body, drag the monster into the later rounds. But when the bell rings for round one, the strategy dissolves into raw reality. Inoue steps forward with crisp precision, light on his feet, sharp in his timing, and terrifying in his composure. His jab fires like a flash of silver, slicing through Carmona's guard with alarming speed. Every feint, every twitch of his shoulder makes the challenger flinch. Inoue's right hand lands early, straight, violent, and cold, as if to remind the world exactly why he is called the monster. The crowd erupts. It is only the beginning, and already every seat in the arena feels too small for the storm that's approaching. As round two begins, Carmona tries to regain composure, rolling his shoulders, testing the distance, attempting to find a rhythm, any rhythm that doesn't involve bracing for Inoue's lightning. But the champion refuses to let the challenger breathe. His footwork is a quiet menace, gliding forward, cutting the ring, dictating everything without ever needing to rush. A double jab from Inoue snaps Carmona's head back, followed by the signature right straight. Clean, efficient, unforgiving. The commentary at ringside echoes what the world already sees. Inoue's timing is immaculate, his confidence unmistakable. Yet Carmona refuses to wilt. He fires back with left hooks to the body, hoping to carve out a weakness, hoping to shape the foundations of the monster. But Inoue reads them, parries, counters, and continues marching. By round three, the fight becomes a study in contrasts. Carmona's bravery against Inoue's brilliance. The Japanese champion begins sinking in left hooks to the ribs, sharp and heavy, each one drawing a grimace from the challenger. Carmona throws combinations, but finds mostly gloves, arms, and air. Inoue's defense tightening like a steel trap. Yet still, Carmona moves forward. Still, he keeps his guard high. Still, he swings when he can. The crowd recognizes the challenger's spirit, and scattered cheers rise for the man refusing to break. But Inoue's pressure is a tide. It rises with each passing second. Inoue begins mixing levels, jab upstairs, hook downstairs, right straight over the top. The challenger feels the weight of every decision, every mistake. As the bell ends round three, Carmona walks back to his corner, breathing hard, his ribs burning, his vision narrowed. Inoue? He sits with the calmness of a man jogging through a familiar path. The storm is building, and Carmona is being swept deeper into its center. Round four opens with Carmona rushing out bravely, trying to claim the center of the ring before Inoue can set his traps. But the champion's eyes are sharp. He reads everything, and now he has begun to shift gears. The body assault becomes relentless. Inoue digs a left hook beneath the elbow, then another, then a right straight to the solar plexus that forces Carmona to stumble backward and gasp for air. The challenger grits his teeth and fires a wild left in response, catching Inoue lightly on the guard, but the champion barely blinks. He steps into his combinations like a man chiseling stone, each punch heavy, precise, unmoving in intention. Carmona's corner screams for him to stay long to avoid standing in the pocket, but Inoue simply collapses the distance again. A left uppercut snaps Carmona's head upward, followed by a right hook to the body that folds him for a moment. The crowd senses the turning point, but Carmona refuses to fall. He keeps fighting, throwing, surviving, showing the stubborn iron will that has carried so many Mexican warriors before him. Inoue doesn't rush. He stalks, he studies, he dissects. By round 5, Carmona is trapped between survival instincts and warrior pride. He exchanges more, hoping to gain respect, but Inoue's shots land with a thud that echoes through the arena. The champion's left jab now acts like a spear, driving Carmona backward, setting up bigger weapons. Then comes the moment. Inoue unleashes a violent 3-punch combination, left hook to the body, right uppercut, left hook upstairs, and the challenger buckles. A roar explodes across Tokyo. But somehow, impossibly, Carmona stays upright. The bell saves him, but his legs tell the story. He is nearing the edge. Inoue returns to his corner with the faintest glimmer of a smile. He knows the breaking point is close, and he knows he will be the one to push Carmona over it. In round 6, the fight transforms from competitive combat into controlled domination. Inoue begins walking Carmona down with an authority that feels almost cruel. Every step, every feint, every flick of his wrist draws a reaction from the challenger. The Japanese champion starts varying the angles of attack. Double left hooks, sneaky uppercuts through the center, hard right hands that graze the chin with dangerous intent. Yet Carmona remains defiant. He throws looping hooks, digging to Inoue's body, trying to slow the monster, trying to steal back fragments of momentum. But Inoue's footwork is too disciplined. He steps out, slips, re-engages, and counters with punishing accuracy. A right hand snaps Carmona's head sideways. A left to the liver forces him to stagger. Another right splits the guard clean. The punishment accumulates. The crowd leans forward, sensing the end creeping closer with every second. By round 7, Carmona is visibly hurting. His guard is slower, his breathing labored, his movements heavy, but his heart refuses surrender. He bites down and trades in the center of the ring, landing a few clean shots that draw applause from the crowd. For a brief moment, he halts Inoue's advance, but that moment is fleeting. Inoue's composure never wavers. Suddenly, a brutal left hook to the body detonates against Carmona's ribs, followed by a right uppercut that snaps his head upward. The challenger stumbles backward, nearly dropping to a knee. The audience rises to its feet as Inoue presses forward, smelling blood. He unloads a flurry, left hook, right hand, left uppercut, right straight, all thrown with the signature blend of violence and surgical accuracy. Somehow, Carmona survives the round, but when he returns to his corner, slumping heavily onto the stool, his cornermen stare into his eyes with concern. The monster is closing in, and the final rounds will be a test of sheer survival. The final stretch begins, and though bruised, battered, and drained, David Carmona still refuses to bow. His corner urges him to run, to survive, to stay away from the champion's power. But Carmona chooses something else. He stands, he fights, he tries to carve out one miracle punch in a night dominated by Inoue's brilliance. The Japanese champion, however, remains unwavering. He steps forward with a champion's calm, his left jab once again dictating the pace. As the crowd chants, "Inoue, Inoue," he begins orchestrating the final dismantling. Jab to the head, jab to the body, left hook upstairs. Carmona answers with a desperate flurry, but Inoue slips each shot with minimal movement. Then, in the center of the ring, the champion unleashes a monstrous right hook that crashes into the challenger's head. Carmona sways, nearly collapsing. Inoue follows with a left to the body that sends a shockwave through the arena. The end is near. The referee watches closely. Carmona tries to clinch, tries to move, but his legs betray him. Inoue attacks with controlled fury, straight right, left hook, right uppercut. The challenger bends, wilts, tries to hold himself up on sheer heart alone. The crowd rises to witness the finish, but Carmona, one of the toughest men Inoue has faced, refuses to fall. The bell rings, the war is over. What remains is a man who withstood unimaginable punishment, and a champion who once again proved why he is feared across the world. The judges read the scores, wide, unanimous, undeniable. A monster stands tall. The arena explodes with celebration. Naoya Inoue, the WBO super flyweight champion, raises his gloves under the bright Tokyo lights, his face calm, his legacy deepening. Carmona, bruised but unbroken in spirit, receives applause for his heart and refusal to quit. And as the camera pans over the ring one final time, one truth echoes louder than the cheers. Tonight, in Tokyo, the monster reminded the world exactly why he is one of the most feared fighters on the planet.